Hey Revs fans, welcome to Coffee with the Coach, fueled by Dunkin. I'm Elizabeth Pahota, joined by New England Revolution head coach Bruce Arena with a special social distancing style Coffee with the Coach. Coach, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. I'm looking forward to the interview.
So am I, and we hope that Revolution fans have been staying safe during this time, practicing social distancing. We're all looking forward to playing soccer again at Gillette Stadium soon. Coach, given the circumstances of COVID-19, how have you been holding up?
Well, I've been doing fine. It's a little frustrating not to be able to be around the players each and every day. We're kind of like a family after a while. We see each other all the time, and this long span of not being around the players, you appreciate what you had, and we're real eager to get back and working together. So I look forward to hopefully over the next couple of weeks we can get back with the team.
Speaking of family, your son Kenny is an assistant coach with LAFC. How close of contact have you guys had during this time?
A lot of contact, obviously. I probably speak to him every day. Get a chance Facebooking with the grandchildren a little bit, listening to those characters, and had a nice call with his wife the other day for Mother's Day. So, we always remind any of the women that are married to an arena that they're very lucky ladies. So I made sure she understood that on Mother's Day.
How much have you enjoyed that time with your grandkids via FaceTime?
It's fun, I was very close to them because, we lived literally around the corner from each other for a number of years in Los Angeles. So, we do miss them, but we are fortunate we can still be in touch with them through FaceTime and those type of things.
In addition to FaceTiming with your family, what else have you been up to during this time to keep busy?
Well, I went down to Charlottesville, Virginia for about 5 weeks. I live near the University of Virginia, so I had a chance to be around the university a little bit. Golf course is open, so I had a chance to play a little bit of golf. But, like anyone else, you're pretty much sheltered. I got out a little bit, but not a whole lot. But it was nice and relaxing. The weather was a little bit better than it is in Boston, so that part was okay.
You mean it didn't snow down there?
It did not snow. No, it's at days that we were in the 80s a couple of days.
Oh, I'm jealous. I'm looking forward to those days, hopefully soon. And during this time, Bruce, how close of contact have you had with the squad and also the coaching staff?
So we've had contact. We've had a couple of Zoom calls. We've had player evaluations. We've done some texts, but it's been frustrating because almost on a weekly basis, you think that next week we'll get back together. So you don't jam too much stuff in. And, we've just been waiting, but I think we're now getting closer to a point where we realize that we will be getting together with the players. So it's been good. We've made the best of it. It's been a difficult situation, but I have a feeling that we have such a good group of players and we've had such a good working relationship that we're going to be able to get back together real quick and try to piece together a team that's going to be pretty competitive.
You mentioned having Zoom calls with the players. I know that they've been doing some workouts with that style. What are your expectations for them physically during this time?
Well, that's a good question because my experience with this over the years is you never know. It's very similar to how players are once you leave at the end of the season and you give them a program to help get them back to start the new season. Some are real good at it, some aren't. So it'll be interesting. When the players reported in January, they were much fitter than we thought they would be. So I'm hopeful they've done a decent job in trying to maintain some form of fitness. However, nothing replaces playing every day and playing soccer. It's a different kind of fitness. So hopefully we can get them back on the field and get a decent amount of training time in before we start playing games.
Coach, when we had our first coffee with the coach leading up to the season, I'd asked you what was going to be different about this one with the Revolution. We didn't foresee this circumstance, obviously, with the virus. How has this experience with COVID-19 challenged you as a coach?
Well, there's frustration, but there's also you get a little time to reflect on things. And when we as a staff did player evaluations, it was really good. We came in last year and it was kind of quick, and we really didn't get to know the players that well. And as the new season started, we had a much better feel for the players, and they had a much better feel for us. And it allowed us to have a better understanding. And now, after having a couple of games in the league and a preseason, we really know what our roster is about and a lot of the individuals. So it gave us a lot of time to think about the things we can do once we get them back, how we can utilize players a little bit better, how we can perhaps do a better job coaching as well. So we took advantage of the time. And I'll show you something in my office here.
Love that you have notes.
My little notes. Every day there's something else I get to think about that I want to pass on to the players. And, so when they get back, unfortunately, they're going to hear a lot. I have videos and some edits that I want to show them. And so, we had obviously have had plenty of time to think about how we do our job and how we can help make the players better. So that's how I've utilized my time. And it really hasn't been as frustrating as I thought it might be. So hopefully we can take advantage of this break, and when we get back together again, hopefully we'll be better for it.
As you look to take advantage of this break, how do you carry the momentum that you've already built into the season when it finally resumes?
Well, I don't think you can. I think it's a fresh start. What we can build on is our work habits, our relationships, and if we can continue with that kind of mentality and work ethic that we bring every day, we'll quickly, form ourselves into a good team, and we'll have the right mentality as we're going to face really difficult times competitively for the rest of the year. It's going to be a lot different than we're used to, and it's going to take a strong mentality and a commitment as a team to believe in, to believe in what we're about and what we're trying to accomplish. And if we can continue to have that right kind of mentality, I think we'll be able to deal with any of the issues that get thrown in front of us.
Has this Post-it system that you have been a habit always, or is this something that you adopted during this time?
This is something kind of new because I've had a lot of time, and I've really been interested in when I hear a couple things, and I'll read you a couple things that I've learned.
I'd love to hear.
This is great because this reminds me a lot about coaching. I never let my schooling get in the way of my education. That's from Mark Twain. I thought that was great.
That's awesome.
If you're going to do a job, do it right. Excellence should be a habit, not an act. This is really for coaches. Half of what we are teaching you is wrong. We just don't know which half. So there's a few of those things to pass on, and then a couple of sporting things. And the one that I liked was Wayne Gretzky doesn't go where the puck is; he goes where it's going to be. And those are like things that relate to soccer players as well that we tell them all the time. So when the guys come back, I'm going to be throwing out a lot of phrases to them and, filling their heads with some good information, hopefully.
Half of it's good information. Half of it they're going to need to learn on the job, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Bruce, on a larger scale as well, sports are such an integral part of our society. As both a coach and a sports fan, how much are you missing sports during this time?
I miss them a lot. I miss it a lot, really. And, I've been watching, I'm getting kind of sick of watching, I saw yesterday on one of the channels, they had a 1994 New England Patriots game. And who would be interested in that? And, I'm watching some old soccer games, this and that, old baseball games. I liked, I think our Boston fans wouldn't be happy. I watched the 2004 American League series with the Red Sox and the Yankees.
Oh, no.
To watch. And a bunch of those. But, I'm kind of sick of it. I'm looking forward to seeing baseball again. Obviously, the NFL coming around soon, NBA finishing, and, of course, Major League Soccer. So I want to see that. I want to see soccer from around the world again. And I look forward to those days. And I will tell you this. I think we all realize culturally sports is an important part of our lives, regardless of what we do for a living, what our favorite hobbies are, whatever. All people in our country relate to the sporting scene. So I think it's going to be great for the mentality of people in America get sports going again. So we're looking forward to resuming Major League Soccer as soon as possible.
Speaking of how important sports are, what type of role will they play in helping people find a sense of normalcy when they do start up?
Well, I'm not sure it's normalcy. If you see,
Closer to.
yeah, but I think sports just plays an important role, and it allows people sometimes to get away from the stresses they have in everyday life, and they can follow their teams that they so much enjoy. So, I think, as we said, sports is just an important part of our culture, and it's important for individuals a lot. I mean, it's simply great, and I'm so anxious as a person that's been in sport most of my life to get in front of the television or get out in the stands somewhere and watch a game in person as well.
In talking with defender Andrew Farrell, he mentioned that he's been feeling that want for camaraderie with a team with playing video games. Have you been able to fill that camaraderie role with something else?
Well, I wish I could say that. I've been really hooked on following this pandemic a lot on television, which is probably not the greatest thing. But my hobby's been golfing a little bit, jogging, that kind of thing. The only thing that's concerning me with Farrell is I see he can play the piano. And when I see him, I'm going to ask him, can you play soccer? So we're going to hopefully get a good answer to that question.
I think you deserve a concert the next road trip you have if you can find a piano.
Well, Andrew's really a talented guy. He's a super person. I mean, first class person. He's really turned into a very good player. He's bilingual. He's just he's the Renaissance man, and I'm really proud of him.
Farrell's a man of many talents. Speaking of a different topic, Bruce, FIFA announced that they're putting a rule into place where you can now have 5 subs instead of 3 within a 90-minute match. Although MLS has not implemented this rule currently, what are your thoughts on it?
I'm sure MLS will implement that rule. I think I think it's a good rule for us for 2020 because we're going to be coming back in the summer months. The markets are going to be very warm, very humid. Players are not going to be on top of their game in terms of their fitness. So I think having 2 extra substitutions is going to be important. I believe the rule is going to be that you can use 5 subs, but only on 3 times. So obviously you're going to bring in, it won't be 5 single substitutions. It has to be 3. And I think it's a good rule. And I think it'll be a big factor tactically. I've been thinking about how we utilize those 5 subs, and I think it can be an advantage for a lot of teams.
Absolutely, and time will tell as that rule unfolds. Coach, this week is actually a year since you were hired with the New England Revolution Club, so congrats on that milestone.
Thank you.
How do you look back on your last year with the club?
It's been interesting. I think like every experience you have in life, and you change jobs or you experience something new, it's certainly challenging. I've enjoyed moving to Boston. I bought a place in the Seaport and was really looking forward to the summer in the Seaport. And unfortunately, I think it's going to be a little bit slower than I anticipated. But it's been great. The crafts have been great to me. Watching the whole culture around Gillette Stadium with the Revolution and the Patriots has been a lot of fun. Working with great ownership has been a lot of fun. And then being in a city that loves sports has really been pretty cool. And I've had the opportunity to be at Celtics games, and I've seen the Red Sox play and the Patriots, so that's been a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to hopefully completing this year in a more normal basis and really absorbing the culture of Boston, because it's a great city. I love living in the city, and I'm looking forward to everything getting back to full speed.
We're all looking forward to it, Coach. Before I let you go, what's your message to the fans who are eagerly awaiting soccer to return to Gillette Stadium?
Well, I know how they feel, and I'm sure they miss the sport. They miss seeing the Revolution play. Although our first two games of the season didn't bring the kind of results we hoped to have had, I think that I've seen a lot of good things, and I'm confident when we get the team back together again, we're going to produce a good team. And when the day comes, they're allowed back in Gillette Stadium to support the team. I think they're going to be pretty proud of their team. If that doesn't come in the near future, we know we'll be on television, and we need your support. And we appreciate the kind of support the Revolution get from the fan base, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Coach, thank you so much for your time. And fans, thank you for stopping by Coffee with the Coach, fueled by Dunkin. We look forward to hopefully being with you at Gillette Stadium sometime soon.